So welcome to an Origin of Energy lifestyle clip. So I'm out here at Oaks Organics out at the farm with Peter, and we've just had a good look around and looked at all the different chickens and looked at the chickens that breed for meat and as well as the ones for eggs. And it's great, it's a beautiful, nice open space, the sun's shining and there's lots of pastures for the chickens to come out on. And you can see the cattle over here as well. The cattle. What breed were they again? They were
Poll Herefords.
Poll Herefords. Poll Herefords, sorry. So they've got, that means that they're bred without the horns.
Yeah, born naturally without horns.
They're beautiful cattle, but it's just great to see that these chickens have got space to just be free and come out and enjoy life. So you know, it's a pretty hard lifestyle. It sounds, because we've been talking about his usual routine to get this stuff done, but
it takes me about 90 to 100 hours a week to get through all the work that I have to do.
To get it out to the consumer and
yes,
to keep people happy with some good organic eggs and chickens. So it's not an easy thing, but that's what we're paying for, is a totally different experience for chickens as opposed to these factory farms that are everywhere, where you know the chickens don't have this availability and they don't have this nurturance. Because you're here, it's it's a full-time, full-week job that really allows for these guys to grow up and to become part of our food supply, which is just beautiful. Yeah. So what drove you to get into the market for doing organics and doing it differently from what most conventional farmers are doing?
It actually started a long while ago when my children were fairly young. We used to spray blackberry and lantana bushes around the farm here.
Okay.
That was about 26, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't a very good feeling bringing clothes home that were covered with poison
chemicals.
And, with young children in the house. And another time I actually had heart palpitations from using a hormone spray.
Yep.
And those two things basically were the main reasons for me stopping using poisons on the farm.
Yep.
And so I haven't used any poisons on the farm for about that long.
Yep.
And with the cattle, they've been vaccine free. Also vermicide free for about 20 years.
That's awesome.
So I stopped using the vermicides. That's
so they naturally produce all their own good bacteria in the gut from the pastures.
Yeah.
That's great.
We use a pasture rotation system
to
help control the worms. I also use natural mineral blocks, sulfur blocks and trace element blocks.
Yep. And that's those ones that lick.
Yes, they just come up and lick them whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I started using the sulfur blocks about 25 years ago.
Yep.
Because we had some cases of coccidiosis or blood scours in the cows.
Oh, right.
And the treatment for blood scours or coccidiosis was basically a sulfur-based tablet.
Yep.
I thought if I use a sulfur block in the paddock,
yep,
it might reduce the incidence of coccidiosis, which it did.
Awesome.
One of the pleasant side effects was that we didn't have any more lice after that.
Yeah. Okay.
So what happens? The cattle lick the sulfur blocks.
Yep.
And the sulfur level builds up in their blood.
Yep.
When the lice start to suck the blood, they don't like it.
Yeah, because it's got the sulfur. Yeah.
And they drop off. So there's still lice around, but they're not in the cattle.
Yeah, because they're no longer a good environment for them.
It just interrupts their breeding cycle.
And that's totally with when with all organic farming, is to be able to use the land and use the soil and use the animals in a way that fills the gap, so there isn't room for these things and all these signs, things that happen are just a sign of ill health when there's a gap in the ecosystem. So it's just really allowing for that. That's awesome. So it's obviously it's not an easy transition. What are some of the hardest things that you found making that transition, I guess, in terms of financially and in terms of yield, in terms of obviously it's a harder harder thing to be able to produce as much doing it in this way. Obviously it's more sustainable long term, but in the short term you see other farmers that they'll get, you know, the growth of the cattle's a lot quicker, and then they can turn things over a lot quicker and make more money. But in the long term it's really not ideal for our health and stuff. So what do you find some of the hardest things have been?
Well, the hardest thing for me is paying the feed bill.
Yeah.
You know, the feed is so incredibly expensive. It costs about $10,000 every 3 weeks.
Okay, that's for the chickens.
For the chickens,
the organic feed.
I don't actually buy hay or grain for the cattle.
Yep, yeah, because they're free
completely
to range.
pasture
Yeah.
bred.
And then the chickens there
Then you've got the gas bill. That's
to
huge.
keep them warm.
That's about $2,000